for today's video, I wanted to approach a bit of a different type of topic and angle that I haven't yet to cover on the channel. I want to talk about mental frameworks when you face mental blocks as an online business owner, entrepreneur, and you just cannot move forward. You've encountered an obstacle, something changed within your daily plan, and you just don't know what to do. I don't know if you're like me, but I face a lot of procrastination whenever I encounter something that should not have happened during my day. So either if something gets added on my plate or a problem occurs, which truth is, it's pretty much every single day. And my way of coping with these problems is usually just going on social media, which I recognize being a terrible strategy. So I've actually came up in the last couple of weeks with mental frameworks and decision frameworks that help me make hard decisions, again, as a business owner. And I think you could benefit from those too. So that's why I wanted to share these two frameworks with you in today's video. My name is Justin, and I'm the founder of Wizo Media, an e-commerce marketing agency specializing in elevating thriving brands by simplifying e-commerce growth. Before we get started, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, as well as turn on post notifications to be one of the first to know about these cutting edge e-commerce marketing tips posted on the channel every week. So the main two problems that I encounter, and keep in mind, this may sound really small, but I'm at a point now where I'm trying to optimize wherever I can within my daily workflow to get the most productivity out of my time. Because for me personally, I've noticed that the mornings are where I'm the most productive. Honestly, it's either mornings or evenings and late nights. I'm really the two opposites. During the middle of the day, this is where usually most of the team is on, so I have a lot of communication to do. That's where I get client calls or sales calls, or again, a lot of calls during the day and a lot of interruptions. So I'm most productive early in the morning. This is where I feel with the most energy, when I'm most motivated, and also later at night, because again, I feel the same way. And that's also why I enjoy working on Sundays, because usually Sundays for me are days where nobody's there to disturb me. I can really just focus, and I feel like everybody in the world is busy doing their own thing and nobody wants my time and wants to steal any of that from me. But the truth is, it's very hard on a daily basis to actually respect that. So the two things that I encounter most of the time is, for me, as a high performer, I often finish tasks much faster than I expected. So a lot of the time I'll set myself tasks and I just get it done. And that would cause a lot of procrastination on my end. So because it's like, I have not planned for what's next. Like I did everything, let's say an hour or two earlier than I thought I would. And that's, some might say like, all right, well, what's the deal? What's the big deal, right? Go ahead and do things. But for me, for a very long time, I battled with a lot of internal dilemma, right? For me, it was like, I wanted to stay productive, but I also did not know what to do. So I was just there procrastinating. And again, for me, it was like sitting at my desk, scrolling on my phone was a way for me to cope with that right there. But I recognized that was just a very bad use of my time. Like either I made the conscious decision to move away from the office, go and do something to clear my mind, and something that quote unquote is more productive, right? Taking the conscious decision of going on a walk, going to the gym. I would even go and say playing video games is probably more productive than just sitting there and scrolling on your phone. So that was the first thing. The second thing is what to do when I procrastinate on a hard decision or task to execute. Because that is also something that I encountered a lot, which is basically, I know there's something I need to do. I know I need to take action on something, but I don't. And there's no particular reason why I don't, besides the fact that it's a hard decision or something that is gut-wrenching that I just absolutely need to do. So those are the two frameworks that I want to go about with you in today's video. So the first one, essentially, what do I do when I first finish a task earlier than I expect? Well, I guess the first thing is analyze. Why did that happen? Was I just bad at planning this task, right? Did I just overestimate the amount of time needed for the task? If the answer is yes, I take note of the task that was just done. I take note of how much time it took me. And then I keep a reference essentially now of basically on average, what is my average output time for specific tasks? So if that comes back in the future, I'll know exactly how much time it took me in the past. And basically that'll also become a bit of a competition for me. Is like, can I actually beat that time, right? I'm pretty competitive in nature. It's like, can I actually beat how much time it took me last time to do it? And moving forward, also be able to plan accordingly. Is like, well, it usually takes me about, let's say 30 minutes to do X task. Then let me plan for 30 minutes. Let's not put an hour for me to do that task, okay? So that's one. If looking back at it, I'm like, well, honestly, it should have taken me longer. Like just a lot of things fell into place. Like a lot of things fell right into place, and that was not planned, which also happens, right? So there will be times where I get more stuff done than others, where mornings where I'm just more productive, nights where I'm just more productive. It happens, right? There are fluctuations within somebody's productivity. Then I ask myself again the same thing. How long have I been working on that task for? If it's been over an hour, then take a 15 to 20 minute break to clear my mind, right? If I've been working hard on that task and it's like, all right, what do I do now? Just take a break, go for a walk, go do something else. Just clear my mind. Again, reset. Just don't get on with something too quick. Just go and do something else. If it's been less than an hour, then I come back to the question right here. Do I have other important or menial tasks I can move ahead to complete right now? Yes, get onto the task right now to not lose momentum. That's it, right? If it's been less than an hour for me to, again, working on the task, chances are I still have a lot of creative juices within me. Just move on. Just straight attack and go straight to the other task. If it's been, again, more than an hour, take a break, then boom, get back to the task. Now, basically, it could happen that, again, it's just a slow day, it's a slow period. I just really don't have anything to do. It's like the team is handling everything. Our growth is as, scheduled. There's nothing for me to do. No, 3 things I can do. First of all, it's fill the time with busy work. You probably never run out of busy work, right? Answering emails, accounting, checking, Slack. Again, that busy work always happens. So just fill some of that time with some busy work because I will have to do it anyway at some point in time. Might as well just do it now. Or doing some type of planning work, right? Planning the next quarter, planning ahead, planning the next day, planning my next step of action. Planning again, what am I going to do next hour if I have that much time left in front of me for that day. So just planning something. And the last thing is just being present, right? I can spend that time and use that time actually with the team, right? I can just quickly check on the team. I can be like, hey, how's your day going? Or, if they've told me something important in their life recently, I can actually act upon that. Or again, if a client, something's going on in their life, I can actually also act upon that, or I can start researching some more ways of helping the team. Those are 3 ways I can actually just get busy and get some work done and actually still help the team and help the needle move forward. Now, the second framework, what to do when I start procrastinating on a hard decision or task to execute. The first step is just becoming aware. And I think this is the hardest step, honestly. This is like going from 0 to 1 is very hard. Going from 1 to 10 is not that hard, honestly. But 0 to 1 is very, very hard. This requires a lot of self-awareness and a lot of presence. So this is basically, usually when you start procrastinating, it's because you're not present. You're in your head too much. Usually it's because the task is harder and it's more challenging than what you're used to be doing. So that's why you procrastinate on it. So again, it's a good thing usually when you start procrastinating because it means that you're challenging yourself. But at the opposite end, if you don't act on your procrastination, if you don't become aware of it, you're never gonna fix it. You're just always gonna be in an endless cycle of procrastination. By all means, I'm not perfect. I'm still battling with that. And I'm still on a daily basis trying to catch myself and becoming aware. But the faster you become aware, that's usually it, right? You're never gonna eliminate all procrastination. You just have to become faster at catching yourself procrastinating. So first step is becoming aware, okay? One thing that you could do is every single day you can put alarms on your phone and actually have them ring at specific intervals and basically have the title of the alarm be like aware check. And that helps you keep you in check. So that way if you're procrastinating for too long, you're probably, sooner or later you're gonna have an alarm ring on your phone being like, hey, are you like aware right now? You'd be like, oh shit, I was not. All right, cool, I'm aware. Let me get back to it, okay? So it's the first thing. Then pinpoint and label the task or decision that I am putting off. Usually, again, that's not always the case, but usually, if you're not doing work, if you're actually doing something else, if you're running a business and watching this video right now and you're not working, it's probably because you're putting something off. There's always something to be done. And chances are, if you're actually wasting your time, so if you're literally scrolling on your phone and doing something in that sense, chances are you're putting something off and your subconscious might know it, but your conscious might not know it yet. So to pinpoint and label the task that I'm putting off, it's usually a good idea for me to journal. And it's a great way for me to actually reflect on my thoughts. The best 2 ways that I personally use every single day to make some sense out of my thoughts are journaling and voice memos. I'm somebody who likes speaking. Believe it or not, you see me on this YouTube channel, you probably know that I speak quite fast and quite, loud too. I'm somebody just in general who likes speaking. So I'll pull up my phone, pull up the voice memo app, and just start talking. I start rambling and try to speak out loud my problems into existence, then re-listen to the recording afterwards and hear myself from kind of a third person view. So that way I can step out from the problem. I hear myself on the phone. So basically this becomes my problem and I'm here so I can really analyze it more objectively on that front. So then allows me to pinpoint that problem. Now there's usually something here too that can cause procrastination. You might be waiting for something, and I feel like this is the worst type of procrastination. It just sucks so much. And I just honestly, this is one of those where I often find myself beating myself for it. Is you're procrastinating because you're waiting. Is like there is a decision you need to make. There's something you need to take action on, but you need somebody else's approval, somebody else's, again, opinion, somebody else's feedback, or something else that you're waiting for to take action. If that's the case, if yes, you're waiting for something. So given I get the information or advice I don't want to hear, will this impact my task execution or decision? Because that's often something also that I do, and that probably a lot of people also do, or at least hopefully I'm not the one that's crazy out here and the only one doing that. But oftentimes, only thing I'm seeking for is approval. I'm actually not seeking from any life-changing advice. I'm more seeking from approval from friends, family members, or people around me. It's more of a, hey, should I be doing that? Right? And then most of the time it's like, let's say I want to hear yes, and they're like, no. What do I do? What do I do with that information? Will this impact my decision? Am I so strongly set and grounded into my own position that will this impact my decision? If basically, will this impact my task, execution, or decision? Yes. Okay, then just move on. Stop thinking and ruminating on that single thought or task or something I'm putting off. Move on to something else. Basically, don't waste energy and momentum procrastinating. There's nothing I can do about it for now. And that puts me back right here. Do I have any other important amino tasks I can do to move forward? Boom. Basically, go to that framework. Okay? If no, basically, if somebody essentially, if I'm waiting on a task and it's like, all right, let's say I'm waiting for, again, a friend's approval, and they tell me like, look, Justin, no, you should not do it, blah, blah, blah. And in my head is like, dude, I am convinced this is the right thing to do. I want to do it. Stop waiting. Just execute. Just act on it. Stop waiting. It won't change anything. Basically, count to 3. I've read that in the books. Basically, just do 1, 2, 3, act. That's it. Simple as that. It's as Nike would put it. Just do it, right? Just do the thing, and that's it. Nothing is gonna change if you don't do the thing, and nothing is gonna change if you also basically wait for friends or whoever's advice. Just act on it. I'd be curious to know in the comments down below if you've enjoyed this different style of video. Again, I've never really done a video in that way. That's more, again, mental frameworks I'm starting to use more to help with my day-to-day decision making and help me just get more productive and get more stuff done in my busy days that I usually have, again, a couple times a week. Now, if you're watching this, you're an online business owner and you're actually running an e-commerce store. If you're doing at least $20,000 to $30,000 a month with your brand, I invite you to click on the link in the description down below to book in a very short demo call with our team. So on that call, we'll take a look at your brand and see if you're a good fit for either a TikTok marketing program where we run all of your ads, all of your organic growth, and do all of the UGC content for you, or our omni-channel paid advertising program across, again, multiple ad channels. So once again, make sure you check out other videos on the channel for some more useful e-commerce marketing tips, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.